Here now in a longer version now, continuing from the beginning of the Bible. I haven't done in a few days. Chapter 8 of Genesis is a video. It'll be in the video section. Okay? Because it's longer than a 3-minute short. I'm doing this now from the beginning of the Bible to the end. I haven't done in a few days. I kind of forgot because I just started. Chapter 8 I'm going to take today of Genesis. Comment as I go in New International Version. As I feel I need to, or explain something I need to, or if you feel I need to, as I said. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark. And he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. The water receded steadily from the earth. At the end of 150 days, the water had gone down, and on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. That's in modern-day Turkey. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible. Man, that must have been quite a sight, on a boat, an ark, and seeing that. Like you can reach out and you're touching. It's like now when you're on the ocean, the deepest, I think it's Pacific. Whatever, don't quote me. I think it's up to 2-digit deep. We're really big, crevices, big valleys of mountains. Well, it's in reverse. He's going up the water. He could, like, if he was beside Mount, for example, Everest, he could touch. Well, can't get too close because the hull and that, but you know what I mean? By basically touching the top, you don't really looking down. It's all water keeping you up. That'd be pretty amazing, eh? Verse 6. After 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the ark, and he sent out a raven. And it came, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the earth. But the dove could find no place to set its feet, because there was water all over the surface of the earth. But back here, what does it say here? Going verse 7, and he sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up on the earth. So that's self-explanatory, but then it goes here to the dove. So he must have been doing it for a while, the raven. Then he goes to the dove here. But he said, in other words, I got it. Sometimes you miss the meaning. The simple meaning. The raven went back and forth, didn't find anything, so he's tried a dove. And it just came back, couldn't find anything. So he returned to Noah, the dove in the ark. He reached out his hand, Noah, and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. He waited 7 more days. Noah did. And again he sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Now, why would he do that? It's a sign from God to show him that things are receding, right? A lot more, much more. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth, because Noah must have become a pretty antsy, what's the term I'm looking for? Anxious, right? He's only human. Verse 12, he waited 7 more days again, but this time it did not return to him. The dove did not return to him. Again, a sign of God, meaning there's plenty of land out here to land. 13, by the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Amazing. 601st year, anyhow. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the 2nd month, the earth was completely dry, other than the oceans. You know what I mean? Like, right? Then God said to Noah, Come out of the ark, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. Bring out every kind of living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, all the creatures that move along the ground, so they can multiply on the earth and be fruitful and increase in number upon it. So Noah came out together with his sons and his wife and his sons' wives, all the animals and all the creatures that move along the ground and all the birds, everything that moves on the earth came out of the ark, one kind after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taken some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, never again will I, here it is, curse the ground because of man, even though every inclination of his heart is evil from his childhood. That's why God repented, changed his mind. God doesn't repent of sin, cannot sin, he's perfect. Repent to change his mind and make a man. From even though everything is evil in a man's heart from childhood, never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done through by way of a flood. And you can put the sign here that's been, I'll arrive at that. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. Hang on a second, I'm checking something here. I'm just checking. Anyhow, it's going to go. Obviously, this is a time where God said, "I'm going to put my bow in the sky." That's the rainbow. That has their primary colors and fracts with the atmospheric in the first heaven, off the sun and the water. Right, it makes that after rain or before rain, or after rain, right? To prove that, interesting enough, that God's not going to flood the earth. So we get this rain, we're worried, but then the bow appears, just like this massive flood, to refract off the water still in the system, to my understanding, right? And the primary colors, so that we know that God will never flood the earth completely again. I mean, totally, to the highest, over the highest mountains. It's going to be in here, so it ought to be. Hang on here. Here it is. It's in verse 13 of the next chapter. So I won't read it. I will wait till I'll comment on it on the next chapter. It'll be in 9 verse 13 of the next chapter, which I'll take next time. Okay? Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.